Hey everybody, Mike Matarazzo here. I'm the founder of Be Better Culinary Perspectives and host of Kitchen Brain Podcast. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm having a little day off today. It's nice driving around a little bit, running some errands. I figured what better time than to start a little recording here, talk to you all. So, I'm driving around, I'm thinking, and I want to talk a little bit about why I don't like chefs. And I am a chef, and I've been in this industry for 20 years, and I absolutely love it. Nothing I would rather do than be a chef. And it sounds funny to hear me say that, and I often joke and tell people like, "Oh, I don't like chefs," and obviously that's not 100% true because I am a chef, and most of my friends are chefs, so for the most part, I like chefs, but I'm only kind of half joking when I say that I don't like chefs. Um, I feel like we haven't evolved. We have trouble with that as a society, and as kind of a species, chefs have not fully evolved into today's time of professionalism and the way we carry ourselves, and it needs to be addressed. There's a lot of chefs out there still that just don't know how to act, and it's making it more difficult for all of us. We all have trouble recruiting people. We all have trouble, uh, you know, relating to our bosses, and a lot of it is just the perception, the marketing that we do for our industry and for us as chefs is still messed up. We're so quick to market food. It's all about the food. It's all about the next Instagram post, and how many likes did I get, and who put a cool hashtag on this dish. But if you can post beautiful dishes on Instagram and put together beautiful dishes, and you have really good line cooking skills, and you do that, that's great. But at that level, you're a cook, and being a cook is different than being a chef. It doesn't feel like I should have to say that out loud, but I'll break it down for you. Um, just being a really good line cook does not qualify you as being a chef. A chef is somebody who has leadership abilities. A chef is somebody who has a certain level of professionalism and carries themselves in a certain way. Okay. Being a really strong cook is great. That's the foundational part. That's what leads up to becoming a great chef. But you got to learn how to act. You got to learn how to treat people. You can't be the same person that you were when you were a young cook starting out as you are when you become a chef. It doesn't work. Why do you have so much trouble dealing with the owner of your restaurant? Why do you have so much trouble dealing with the food and beverage director of your resort? Why do you have so much trouble dealing with and relating to the general manager of the private club you're at, or the hotel you're at? Why can't you hold a job? You have, you know, 3,000, 10,000 followers on Instagram, and every picture in your feed is food, and that's awesome for you, but you can't hold a job. At some level, we got to realize the disconnect between what we do and what we believe and how we carry ourselves, and the guys and girls in the suits and ties. Why can't we relate to them yet? Why haven't we evolved to that level? I see chefs all the time. They're so quick to post all this stuff on social media about, we're still talking about go cry in the walk-in, and this is what you signed up for, and all this bullshit, and it's not getting us anywhere. And we got to warm up to the fact that this is not the way it is anymore. And that's really the crux of the problem, is that chefs by nature, all we do is learn about the newest plating technique, the newest cooking technique, the newest technology. And we're not studying leadership. We're not studying ways to make ourselves better leaders or better people or better communicators. We're not putting enough time into that. It's like everything is about the food on the plate. And we're stuck in the past, you know. We're throwing these lines around like, oh well, that's the way it always was, and that's the way it was. And I used to get my ass kicked all the time, and I had a sous chef who used to burn me, and I had, you know, like there's all these war stories, and that's great, you know. Like it's great to talk about the war stories with your buddies who are from the same generation, and you want to share stories. I have them too. You want to share stories about the way it was when you were coming up, and how rough the kitchen was. That's fine. But you got to realize the context in which you share those stories. You know, the younger generation that's coming through, they hear those stories and they're like, man, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. You know, you talk about these things in front of the wrong audience, and it continues to perpetuate this perception of what chefs are and how chefs are, and we're all egotistical people who are arrogant, and we drink too much, and we're like fucking pirates, and I get it, I know where it came from, but it's not that anymore. That's not what people are looking for anymore. And nobody gives a shit what you went through. You know, to be completely honest with you, nobody cares. Nobody, let alone your prep cook who's a single mom trying to make ends meet. You know, she doesn't care what you went through. Your general manager doesn't give a shit what you went through. You know, all they know is that you are a great and talented cook and can put food together nicely, but you don't know how to work out a budget, and half your staff hates you because you're always abrasive and in a shitty mood because you can't deal with things that are going on in your own life, right? So we as a species need to evolve, and we need to realize that if we don't change, if the older generation doesn't change, we will never be able to figure out the most effective ways to lead the next generation. The next generation is here, like it or not. This is what it is. And every generation changes. Every generation's going to be different. And if you're going to be a great leader and a chef, then you have to learn about that generation and learn what makes them go. You can't lead anybody if nobody is following you. If there's nobody behind you, you're not leading anybody, right? And if you just keep complaining about it all the time without actually trying to change yourself and affect change in the industry as a whole, then you're going to be the one crying in the walk-in because you're going to be doing it all by yourself, or you're not going to have a job. So this is why I say that I don't like chefs. It's like a constant battle for everybody to try to convince their new boss that they're not like that, and that they're more professional, and it's so unbalanced. It's not your boss's fault. It's not the company you work for's fault. You got to look at yourself. You got to be the change. Be better. That's it. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.